Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of wrestling's most talked about debates: who had the better undefeated streak, and ultimately who is the better professional wrestler. The Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, or the powerhouse himself, Bill Goldberg. This topic has been reignited recently, and there's a lot to unpack. It all kicked off again when Goldberg made some comments about some girl breaking his record, suggesting that WWE did it deliberately, just to erase his legacy. Well, it seems like the powers that be in WWE were listening. On a recent Monday Night Raw, Triple H seemed to take a direct shot at Goldberg's ego by airing a fantastic video package that celebrated every single one of Asuka's incredible accomplishments. So with all this new drama, let's break down the facts and see who really comes out on top. Let's start with the man who made Who's Next a global catchphrase. Bill Goldberg's run in WCW from 1997 to 1998 was nothing short of legendary. He was an absolute wrecking ball, a force of nature that fans had never seen before. He was officially billed for 173 consecutive victories, steamrolling through the whole WCW roster. His matches were often short, explosive displays of power, a spear, a jackhammer, 1, 2, 3, and it was all over. The incredible streak started on June 23, 1997, and lasted for 461 days. The streak became the central storyline in WCW, propelling Goldberg to the WCW World Heavyweight Championship and making him the biggest star in the company. Every week, fans tuned in just to see which unfortunate soul will be his next victim. The streak finally came to a controversial end at Starrcade 1998, WCW's biggest show of the year, when he lost his championship to Kevin Nash thanks to some interference. Despite the finish, the impact of Goldberg's streak is undeniable. He was a cultural phenomenon and helped WCW in the Monday Night Wars. Now let's turn our attention to Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka. When Asuka arrived in the NXT, she brought a different kind of intensity. Her streak was a masterclass for wrestling dominance, lasting an absolute historic 914 days. That's 2.5 years without a single pinfall or submission loss. The exact number of matches debated among fans. Some records show over 230 televised wins, while others, including non-televised live events, pushed that number to an astonishing 267 victories. Her streak began in September 2015 upon her NXT debut and carried her all the way through her undefeated reign as NXT World Women's Champion. She was so dominant that she eventually relinquished the title undefeated to move up to the main roster. That streak continued on Raw and SmackDown, building to a fever pitch as she headed into WrestleMania 34. During the classic match, she finally tasted defeat at the hands of Charlotte Flair, tapping out to a figure 8 leg lock. It was a shocking moment, but one that cemented both her and Charlotte's legacies. 914 days, let that sink in. It's a record that may never ever be broken in modern WWE. So we have Goldberg's 461 days and 173 wins versus Asuka's 914 days and somewhere north of 230 wins. On paper, Asuka's streak is longer and includes more victories, but does that make it better? Let's look at the context and quality of wrestling itself. A large portion of the wrestling community argues that Asuka is, by far, the superior in-ring technician. Her matches are dynamic, showcasing a vast arsenal of strikes, submissions, and high-impact moves. She can have a 5-star classic with just about anyone, adopting her style to an opponent and telling a compelling story inside the ropes. On the other hand, Goldberg is often criticized for his style. His matches were famously short squash matches, designed to make him look like an unstoppable monster. While effective, it didn't showcase a lot of technical wrestling ability. He's also began labeled as sloppy or unself in the ring by some of his peers, most famously WWE Hall of Famer Bret the Hitman Hart. Bret Hart holds Goldberg responsible for a botched kick that gave him a severe concussion, ultimately leading to the premature end of Bret's legendary career. That's a serious accusation that followed Goldberg for decades. In contrast, Asuka is widely respected for her durability and her long, decorated career both in the WWE and before in her home country, Japan. Before she was Asuka, she was Kanya, one of the most revered female wrestlers in the world, known for her stiff style and incredible performance. She has a reputation for being a safe, reliable worker who can lead a match and make opponents look great, even while she's beating them. You rarely ever hear any Asuka being careless or injuring her opponents. Her longevity and the respect she commands from her peers speaks volume about her professionalism and skill. However, we have to give Goldberg his due. While his active career was much shorter especially in the initial dominant run. The impact he made was seismic. In a very short period, he became a main eventer, a multi-time world champion in both WCW and WWE, and a massive merchandise seller. He was a key figure during his WCW's peak, involved some of the biggest moments and matches of Monday Night Wars. He brought a mainstream, legitimate athlete feel to pro wrestling that drew in casual fans. His attention and charisma were off the charts, and you simply couldn't take your eyes off him. For many, that raw star power and explosive impact outweighed the longer, more technical run of Asuka. So how did we decide? Is it about the numbers? If so, Asuka wins with a streak that lasted twice as long. It's about the quality of the matches. Most critics and wrestling purists would give the edge to Asuka for her technical prowess and consistency. Is it about the overall impact and star power? That's when the argument for Goldberg gets really strong. He was a pop culture icon whose streak was the central part of the highest era in professional wrestling history. Asuka's streak, while historic, was largely built in NXT, which at the time had a smaller audience than primetime WCW Nitro. Ultimately, it comes down to what you value more in a professional wrestler. Do you prefer the explosive, larger-than-life character who creates unforgettable moments and draws massive crowds like Goldberg? Or do you prefer the master craft, technical, brilliant wrestler who could put on a clinic every single night and build a legacy on consistency and respect like Asuka? Both had undefeated streaks that forever etched in the history books. Both have earned their place as legends of the square circle. So I have to throw it back to you. Who do you think is a better overall professional wrestler? Whose streak is more impressive? Was it Goldberg's meteoric rise in WCW or Asuka's marathon and dominance in WWE? Let me know in your thoughts down in the comments below. I'm really curious to see what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please hit that like button. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future content. We got a lot more wrestling debates and discussions coming your way. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next one.